Shit.
Goodness, let's go. Ready, set. Welcome back, strangers. I'm Ethan with The Strangest, and tonight I'm joined by my lovely wife. We're spending Valentine's together streaming with you guys. How are you doing tonight, Rebecca?
Good.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about some true horror stories from Valentine's, stuff that we couldn't include in the last video because I couldn't really keep up with everything because I don't plan very well. But we're going to have some fun, hang out, and discuss these disturbing Valentine's Day tragedies. What's the worst Valentine's Day you've had, Rebecca? Has it been with me?
No.
Not yet. Not today.
You can afford to buy me dinner, so I mean, it's fine.
Fortunately. It's the little things in life.
Yeah.
You gotta have food. So I'm glad you guys could hang out. I'm glad we're finally live again. I'm sorry we've been missing between work, life.
Yeah, we must have been traveling a lot.
Yeah. Like I wanted to stream some in December, but we traveled. Then when I got back, I was sick, and then it was the holiday. And hopefully you guys can hear
traveled
us.
again?
Yeah, then I went a trip for work. So it's been hectic. That's also why content was slow, and also I kind of needed time to regroup. So
yeah, since it's just Ethan.
Yeah, basically. But hey, Stacy. Hey, McCurry.
Where's Chris?
McCurry. Thank you guys for always hanging out. I'm sorry, I meant to have this up at 8, but again, we did our Valentine's Day stuff, so it took a little bit.
Yeah, Ethan couldn't wait to open his gifts, so he had to do it first.
Yeah, and then I had to get everything set up since we haven't streamed in so long, so I had to get everything
which
going.
also took a minute.
Yeah. But from last night's video, which person had the worst Valentines? Who do you think, Rebecca? They're both rough.
I know. And Grant, I watched this. When did it go up yesterday?
Yeah, last night.
I don't exactly remember the second one, but something about she was cut apart. I feel like she had a worse time. Because he could have been cutting her legs and stuff off before.
I think he dismembered her afterwards. I don't know how exactly. I think he strangled her and then killed her. I mean, took her body apart at his family's
strangulation
shop.
Sounds bad. Wasn't the other one stabbed?
The other one, she was, yes. Well, she wasn't stabbed. She had her face caved in, I think. Like she was beat while he raped her.
That sounds like you probably go faster. I don't know.
Yeah, they were both.
Yeah, I mean, they're both rough, but, you know.
You guys, do you guys know anyone else who may have had a worse Valentine's Day than that last night, than the people last night, or any personal Valentine's Day horror stories?
Yeah, it's just get depressing in here.
I mean, that's what it is. Some people don't like when we're not on topic for the stream. So I'm just saying we're starting off on topic, you guys. But Stacy said, happy Valentine's Day, that we're a cute couple. We also have our little Nug here. She's blends in with Rebecca's hair.
She just keeps licking me.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah. But I do have 4 good horror stories. I think they're all real life cases. 3 of them were ones I wanted to include in the video yesterday, but I didn't have a chance. The first part of the video is actually the Jody and Sarah, and I recorded it last year for Valentine's and didn't have a chance to put it up. So it went on Patreon. And then the second part, you can tell in the audio that changes to clearer. The second story I recorded for this one and put them together. I meant to have a couple more, but still didn't have a chance to get it all done. So, all right. Also, they said it's a weird story. At first, I thought the guy was gonna attack the poor girl's parents.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably think so. If you just got caught after murdering somebody, you'd probably attack the witnesses. But I think he was probably scared. Probably let me finish. Okay, I got to go.
Yeah,
then just left because I'm pretty sure he was it's 2 of them. I don't know what's happening. I have got to get out of here.
Yeah, what are the odds of you thinking someone's gonna come in on that? I don't know, unless you had stalked her. I don't know.
No, I mean, I'm sure he didn't expect for anyone to just show up there. So I think he was probably taken by surprise and then was like, oh God, I just gotta finish and I gotta leave real quick. And that's what he did.
Yeah, I'm glad they solved it. When I first heard of that case, it was actually for when we were already doing The Strangest. I almost made a video then, but I was like, I could save it for Valentine's. And then they solved it that November before Valentine's.
Yeah, Ethan told me about it a year or 2 ago. I was like, that's crazy. And it's like too brutal to put into a video. And when you told me it hadn't been solved, I was like, that's terrifying. You could be anywhere.
Yeah, I posted it on Reddit, and some people were just like, nope, that's enough. I'm not going to be on Reddit anymore after that, because people were like, oh, so you can hear about the Holocaust, but you can't hear about that. But some people also relate that could almost happen to anyone, someone coming into your house and messing you up. That seems more like it's closer to home.
Yeah.
So, but okay.
Too spooky for me.
Definitely. All right, this first story also kind of hits close to home for like younger people.
Oh, solid.
I mean, I can imagine being a teenager and something kind of similar happening.
Okay, I'm older than that.
I know, but still,
oh God,
it's
I'm like
closer.
more than a decade older. I'm old.
It's terrifying.
I got asked today if I was married.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. It's just like, oh, why did you get married so young? And I'm like, I'm almost 30. What do you mean young? I am old. And she doesn't speak good English, so she like didn't understand what I was saying. It was cute though. I'm like, no, ma'am, I am old. I did not get married young. I got married halfway old.
Yeah.
Now I'm all the way old.
We went to a resort and the drinking age was 18.
I told her this.
And Rebecca got carded twice, and she's 28.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm a decade older than the drinking limit. And like when you walk up to these resorts, they give you like you can get drinks right there before you go check in. So I go to get a drink, and she's like, what with alcohol? I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm here. Why else would I be here at your rum stand unless I wanted alcohol? She's like, I'm gonna need to see ID. I was like, well, my husband just went that way to go check in. I don't know what you want from me, but I'm old. And she asked me what year I was born, and I told her. She's like, that's when I was born. And I'm like, okay, well, you know how old I am. Can I have rum, please?
Yeah.
But I still had to show her my passport, which I finally like managed to find before she'd give me alcohol. I was like, I know I look a lot older than 18. Good grief.
Yeah, it's a struggle. This kid, he was 17, couldn't buy alcohol yet. And what's
Anywhere.
up? Yeah. And what's up, Ghostwatch? Thanks for joining us. Always check out the Ghostwatch's channel. Always awesome videos. This happened on Valentine Day in 2014. 17-year-old Antonio Salvador borrowed his mother's car in Houston, Texas, to drop off his girlfriend's Valentine's Day present at her house.
That's not how you say that.
It's fine. I was going to make you read this one, but it's also shorter. So Antonio was not home by his curfew, leading to his mother to call his cell phone, but no one answered. Finally, at 4 a.m., Antonio called and spoke with his mother. He acknowledged that he was going to be grounded and told his mother that he was on his way back. His mother tried to call him back shortly after, but then his phone had either died or was cut off. After 20 or 30 minutes later, Antonio totaled his mother's car by crashing it into a concrete pillar. Antonio was nowhere to be found at the scene of the accident. The only strange thing was that Antonio's shoes were found in the front seat of the car, and he was declared missing on Valentine's Day. And he wasn't seen again until 2 weeks later, on February 27th, an employee from the Texas Port Recycling scrap metal plant discovered Antonio's body, which was trapped underneath the dock inside the Houston shipping channel. He was found approximately 2 miles or 3 kilometers, if that's your thing, from the scene of the accident. It's possible that Antonio became disoriented after the crash and started wandering from the scene and ended up drowning. But a lot of strange details didn't quite add up. He actually never made it to his girlfriend's house that night, and the Valentine's Day teddy bear was found inside his pants between his legs. One witness told police that he saw a dark SUV run Antonio's car into the pillar. Antonio was also found inside a secure area near the scrap metal plant, which was inaccessible to the search volunteers who had been looking for him. So how did his body actually end up there? The autopsy reported his cause of death was accidental drowning. Antonio's family rejected this as they didn't believe he just walked away from the channel. They didn't believe he just walked into the channel with a teddy bear in his pants just to fall in and drown. They demanded a further investigation into his death. Others speculated that his image fit a gang member, and he was involved, and his death might have been involved in some kind of foul play. Though his family denied he was in a gang. What do you think actually happened to Antonio?
Well, okay. Scroll back up so I can see some words.
Yeah.
When did he call his mom?
At 4 a.m.
And so he left at normal time, assumably, like, at the night time, and didn't call her till 4 a.m. But he didn't make it to his girlfriend's house. So what was he doing?
Yeah, I think in the thing I didn't. Oh yeah, it says around 6 p.m. he left.
Yeah, what were you doing?
Yeah, so he was gone for 10 hours before anyone heard from him.
Yeah, I mean, and he never made it to his girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
But that's why he left. Suspect. He was doing something. And maybe it was gang related activity if people said he was tied up in that.
Maybe.
And I mean, like, maybe they made him call his mom, or maybe he was like, I want to call my mom before you kill me, and called her and told him he was on his way or whatever before they took him out and killed him.
Yeah, it's sad to think that you'd be that young and
this dude was not just going to his girlfriend's house, got in a wreck, and died. This dude was doing something suspect. If he left at 6, called at 4 a.m., and still never made it to the girlfriend's house. He was doing something. There's Chris. Chris showed up.
Yeah. Hey, Chris. Hey, Amy Only. Hey, you guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight.
Yes. Do you think he was suspect?
Maybe. I think that stuff, since it came out, I mean, I think some sort of foul play would have happened. It just is crazy that someone would go to that extent over a 17-year-old to like crash the car and maybe drown him.
Yeah. And I mean, like, all that could have been an accident. Like, I'm not saying he was definitely in a gang. Like, I have no idea anything about this. He could have been with some other girl and got sidetracked and was still headed to go to his other girl and got in a wreck. And that dude was some bigwig and took him out and hit him because he didn't want to get in trouble. Like, it could be anything, but it's definitely, he didn't just try to go to his girlfriend's house and get in a wreck. He was doing something else.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being suspect.
I was thinking when I was coming up with this that maybe he was like trying to speed back to his mom's house and he got into a wreck and then he was like, oh shit, and then tried to walk somewhere. But the fact that he ended up in like the secure area and drowned seems like some sort of foul play happened.
No, I think either he was like specifically murdered on purpose, or like I said, like someone high up and important was in that wreck with him and didn't want to get in trouble. Especially if like he was bad enough to where he would have died. Like, you mangle someone, you don't want to have to pay out the family lawsuits and medical bills and stuff. You just take them to the lake and just shove them in there.
Maybe someone killed him, took his shoes, and then wrecked the car on purpose after. I don't know.
Suspect.
Do you guys believe in celebrating Valentine's Day, since it is kind of like a manufactured holiday? What's the best Valentine's Day gift or worse that you've received? I mean, you haven't been murdered or killed by anyone yet.
That's going to be the best gift.
No, don't say
That's
that.
what
I'm always terrified of stuff like that.
Well, I don't know why you put it that way. What's the best gift? You haven't been murdered yet. Okay, is that what's coming? Is that going to be my favorite gift?
I have to tie it all together somehow. Okay, you guys, I got to have a theme. People say we don't stay on point for the stream, so I'm trying to keep it better connected, keep it tight,
Get it right, get it tight.
Yeah. So, do you believe in celebrating Valentine's Day?
No, not really. Yeah. Like, you're supposed to love me every day.
I do, yeah.
And I'm supposed to love you every day.
Yeah. What about steak and blowjob day?
No, we don't. That's against my religion. I don't do that.
Yeah.
No. But also have learned that Valentine's Day, you're not supposed to buy stuff for the dude. And I've just been duped my whole relationship having life. And I've always bought boyfriends things. But fuck all of y'all.
Just not boyfriend things. One year randomly, like Rebecca's Rebecca's dad's birthday is the 13th, right before Valentine's Day, and so her uncle's is also the 11th. So usually we have a family dinner the week of Valentine's Day. And one year she bought everyone Valentine's Day cards because she forgot that's not like a holiday you just give people like other people Valentine's Day presents. Yeah, so everyone got a card that year.
I don't know why I did it, but I remember like going to the store to like get Ethan a card, and I had to get birthday cards for my uncle and my dad. And I'm just like, oh yeah, and I gotta buy everyone else a Valentine because it's Valentine's Day. Gotta do that. And I'll pass them out. They're just like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I thought for some reason we did this. Leave me alone. Here's your card.
Yeah, everyone, you get a card. You get a card.
Thankfully, I didn't put money in it. It was just a card. But anyway, apparently the female's not supposed to buy male things. So look out for next year.
Yeah, do you guys ever give family members Valentine's Day presents? My aunt gave me one today.
I thought it was for me.
I mean, it was for both of us. So, yeah. JC said, Happy Valentine's Day to all the lonely chicks out there today. Father Michael, my friend, he forgot that it was Valentine's Day today. He's also single. I'm like, think about all the single ladies out there. You could have made someone happy tonight, but no.
It's weird.
He didn't.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But Deborah, so a girl we work with, lady, that she brought donuts for everybody and donut holes. That was amazing. So
just eat
everyone got a Valentine's Day present at work. So it was nice.
Oh yeah, we got flowers at work from my boss.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, who's
the next target? Yeah, exactly. I didn't see no extra flowers in here. That is suspect.
Yeah, I gave mine to Boots and told her to give it to her mom for me.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet.
I know. I'm trying to get adopted.
Yeah.
So I gave mine to her.
So, what are some of your favorite food places that we've eaten for Valentine's Day? Rebecca has a very interesting palate. So, Valentine's Day we usually do some strange stuff. Like tonight, we ate at I brought home burgers from the place. That's why we eat at
every week.
Yeah, usually we do it on Saturday afternoons. So
yeah,
Rebecca's simple. It's nice.
Yeah, my favorite is probably the Mill in Stanton.
Yeah, Stanton, Virginia.
You remember going up there and getting snowed in?
Yeah.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
I just got in like my car like a week or two before that.
We just drive in the snow.
Drive in the snow.
Yeah, that was good. I also try to get you to take me to Waffle House like every year, and you never do. I can't remember if the first time we had that place that only sometimes has breakfast all day out in nowhere. I can't remember if we did that for my birthday or Valentine's Day.
It was Valentine's Day one year.
No, we went there. I think the first time was my birthday. I don't know. I like all kinds of food, especially breakfast food.
Yeah. But how's it going, Big Rob? Thanks for joining us tonight. About to read another story. This story is close to home.
You didn't answer the question.
Favorite food places?
Yeah.
Definitely, since you remind me that we ate at the Mill in Stanton, Virginia, is the best place. I ate it right after my graduation from college.
I found it.
Yeah, it's my favorite place. Stanton, Virginia in general is really nice. If you're ever in Virginia.
It's a weird little city.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's right near the mountains.
They sometimes do a Harry Potter festival there. Yeah,
in September they do a Harry Potter festival. We have a vlog of it up on the channel. And also they do a ghost tour through there.
Yeah, they do. That ghost tour is good.
Yeah, it's that one and the Greensboro ghost tour are both near us, and they're like some of the best ghost tours we've been on compared to ones we've been on around the world. It's crazy that
we've been on some really garbage ones, but those two were good.
Yeah. But happy Valentine's Day to you guys. But this one happened in Durham, North Carolina in the 70s. And actually, it was around more like the Hillsborough area, so between Hillsborough and Durham. So you can read this one, Rebecca. Let me get it bigger.
Yeah, I can't see. My contacts are all jacked up.
Okay.
That's probably all right. On Valentine's Day, 1971, 19-year-old Jesse McBain and his girlfriend, 20-year-old Patricia Mann, went to a Valentine's.
It's supposed to be dance. Sorry.
Dance at Watts Hospital in Durham, North Carolina. The couple had been together for 3 years. Patricia was a nursing student at Watts Hospital, and at her dorm, she had signed out for the evening, noting she would be back by the 1 a.m. curfew. The couple never returned. The next day, friends reported a couple missing to the police, who were reluctant to investigate given the short time span. A friend of Patricia's found Jesse's locked car parked at a popular lovers lane, but the couple was nowhere to be found. 2 weeks later, a land surveyor found their bodies tied to the base of a tree. Autopsy reports show each had a tight, knotted ropes around their necks and wrists. Another rope was used to tie their bodies together. They also had puncture wounds to the chest, which likely happened after they died, the medical examiner said. While the couple's injuries were similar, the medical examiner found that Patricia suffered another injury, a half-inch tear in her liver, which he speculated could have been caused by a fist blow to the stomach prior to her death. Investigators believe the couple was most likely approached by someone who made them get out of their car. The killer then forced Jesse and Patricia into the trunk of their vehicle and drove the dark dirt road where he killed them and left their bodies. Evidence from the autopsy and at the scene tended to indicate that they were strangled over a period of time. It wasn't one continuous pulling tight of a rope around their neck to strangle them to death. It appeared to be a situation where the rope was tightened, then they let go, let them regain their breath, regain consciousness, possibly, and then they were strangled again. A horrible, torturous way to die. The killer most likely knew the area very well. They felt comfortable torturing and murdering two young strangers on this dirt country road. He knew no one was going to drive down it or hear them cry, scream, or beg for their lives. Two men who were suspects back in the early 1970s continue to be viable suspects, and one of them is still alive. He was affiliated with Watts Hospital at the time of the murders. He was a suspect and person of interest back then and still is, Orange County Sheriff's investigator. The investigator declined to say how or why the man became a suspect, but when investigators back in 1971 asked him to take a lie detector test, he called his lawyer and declined. During his recent investigation, investigators again asked the man to take a lie detector test and also to give a DNA sample, and the man called his lawyer and again declined. Strangers, have you ever had a creepy encounter at a lover's lane or in a remote area where you thought no one else was around? Isn't that how what's that dude?
The Zodiac Killer?
Yes, God.
Yeah.
All I
It's
can do is
literally on
picture him in my head.
the next line.
Okay, I
That's
didn't see that.
the first Zodiac killing happened. In
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, that's what happened, except he left one of them alive. For some reason, I can never remember Zodiac Killer's name. I just see, like, the red thing, and that's all that's in my head. Problems.
Also, the Colonial Parkway murders in Virginia were very similar to that too.
Yeah.
So happened in a lovers area, and they thought that one was like a cop or someone in law enforcement, because someone that people would trust, to where they wouldn't have to forcibly get out of the car. They would just get out on their own, and then they'd be taken somewhere.
Yeah.
So we also hung out on the Colonial Parkway a lot when she went to William and Mary, and I didn't know that story till afterwards.
Yeah, thankfully we never got murdered.
Yeah, but it happened in the 80s, and it literally looked like a movie scene where like it was something like that would happen. And I would joke about it, but I never felt scared because it wasn't that far away from society. Like in our area where we live, there's a lot more rural areas that you would feel like, oh, this is so far away. If something was to happen, like no one would hear you or you just disappear.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. What would you guys do in this situation? You're like somewhere random and someone approaches you.
Die.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of question is that? What would you do if someone was strangling you to death? I'd probably be strangled.
I'm just saying, like someone strange approaches you. Like if you're in the car, I guess if you.
I don't even answer the door when someone knocks on it. Like
Rebecca's like, nope,
not home today. Yeah, but I would obviously try to not let them in the car. But I mean, cars are easy to get into. If you wanted to get in it, you can get in it.
Yeah, our neighbors are like literally the past couple times I've been here, like it's been our neighbors that have knocked on the door, like, we thought you were home.
Because we're outside, but we're scared of people. So
we just don't go to the door. Last time I opened the door for someone, I got sold a security system, so I don't need anything else.
We don't open the door anymore.
Yeah. You can't be sold anything if you don't open the door.
Yeah.
So
that's like literally the worst though. To like be here alone, someone knocks on the door, rings the doorbell, and it's like, oh no, I need to tell Ethan someone's at the door. I'm scared. Meanwhile, usually it's UPS bringing me a package, being nice. Meanwhile, I'm panicking inside. Is that normal? I don't know. Hate it.
Yeah. Sometimes I just don't feel like dealing with, like, by the time I get home, like, I'm usually exhausted.
Yeah, you work in the public.
Yeah, kind of like done with the people. So, I don't know.
What did I say?
He said, never thought no one else is alone on your side or is alone on your side. I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
You can't trust strangers ultimately. I mean, a lot of people are good. So that's also what I like to say, like the Mr. Rogers video. I think most, like 90% of the population is decent. So you gotta watch out. Yeah, I mean, I was naive with my first encounters with police.
I feel like people who are like Mr. Rogers is like 1%, and everyone else is terrible. You got Mr. Rogers, and you got Bob Ross, and everyone else is terrible.
That's depressing, Rebecca.
Yeah, it's depressing because they're both dead.
You know someone else that's not included in that is similar?
Who?
That talks sex with Sully.
Love her. She could be in there. She just like wasn't as outwardly nice. She's just very helpful. And you know what else she was in?
What else?
Degrassi. Love.
I figured, but she also seems like she gives legitimate advice, not like some Dr. Phil or what's that other one? What's the other
Oz.
doctor? Yeah, Dr. Oz. Like,
yeah, she could be in that group, I guess. But Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross are above her.
Yeah, I only thought about that today because on my Sirius XM I don't have it, so I just have the ad repeated on my.
His car is very annoying.
Yeah, I just repeat it on when I cut off my car.
Very loudly every time.
Yeah. How is that a feature for a car?
Because you're supposed to just change it to the radio, and you also refuse to do that.
Yeah, it's because, and that's a side story, but it's because you have to cycle through, like, once my phone connects to it for like audio books and stuff.
A bunch of buttons.
Yeah, it's like 3 turns, but if I leave it on the preview channel, I just have to click it once.
Ethan's lazy.
Yeah, basically. But when the ad for it was like a talk sex thing, I'm like, this is pretty risque for like the public.
What channel is that?
I don't know. It was like some young girl, like talk sex with, like, it wasn't Sue, but it was like some like more like millennial name.
Yeah, they have like Playboy channels and stuff on there somewhere.
I just was like, I didn't know satellite radio was like that.
Yeah, they gotta go around all aspects to try to make people pay them $30 a month for radio or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's some older guys that will pay $30 a month just for some talk sex.
Meanwhile, we pay for that for me to listen to early 2000s hits.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, Rebecca's just not happy with Spotify. She has to have that.
Yeah, my thing is, it's like a 5-minute drive for me to get to work. By the time my phone connects and I find a song, like, I'm at work. But if I have Pop 2K, I can just listen to that. One more side tangent. The shitty thing about my car is I can't get the emo station on it.
Yeah. Emo kids forever.
Sad times.
Yeah.
Like, XM has a whole emo channel that only half the time plays something I've ever heard of. And my car radio doesn't go up that high.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Anyone else excited about the My Chemical Romance reunion? Anyone care?
Rebecca
I'm excited.
cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Valentine's Day present was Ethan got me tickets for that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's only,
9
a 16-hour drive to get to where it's at, but
it'll be fun.
I'm excited.
That's a Tito for another bandito. Chris asked, "Where is Blake?"
That's a great question.
I have no idea. It sucks. We hung out with Blake in December, and we still would hang out with him whenever we see him. But like, Blake literally hasn't done anything for the channel in like 6 months, literally over 6 months now. So
yeah, it's been nothing but Ethan.
Yeah, so it's just like.
So let's not ask where's Blake. Let's just say how's Ethan.
Yeah, that's what I just kind of got tired of like having him like try to push him to do stuff. Like I sent him a script, and in that he had an amino script in it. He did the amino thing and never did like the script for The Strangest. And then there was also like another amino script in that, and he never did that. And then he never asked for more scripts. So that's how he just stopped making content. So
yeah.
So that's what I've been doing, making content. That's also why it's been slower because of like work and just life stuff in general. So like Rebecca's been working a lot of Fridays, or I've been at work late. So like it's been hard to actually do a stream. And Fridays is really my favorite day to stream because it's the start of the weekend. It's the most fun. Like Thursdays, Rebecca sometimes have off, and I would like to try that. But we usually have movies we try to go to because we like go and see movies.
Yeah, like if we don't go when it opens, we usually don't go, so we got to go on Thursdays.
Yeah, and then Saturdays I've thought about trying to stream, but usually like if
people are doing stuff.
Yeah, if we're not doing stuff with people, then we've usually stayed in. It's hard to hype myself up like after this.
Yeah, when you've been in pajamas and glasses all day.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let me look presentable for 5 seconds so I can live stream.
And it's kind of like since we hadn't been streaming, like for me, like it's kind of like, oh, we haven't done it, so I'm kind of out of practice. So I knew it was going to be a struggle. So I kind of wanted to be sure we actually had a really good theme idea. So Valentine's Day just really lined up because we both already had that evening off.
Yeah, that and a lot of people hate it.
Yeah, and like but when we did the new moon thing or harvest moon,
Yeah, the harvest moon.
that did really well, and I really liked that theme. So I was trying to recapture this, even though we don't have many people watching right now. I attempted it, and the video that went up last night is being really successful, so that counts for something.
And we're still grateful for our 2 watchers right now.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for always watching it. And for that, I have this story and one with the first ones, the ones that were going to be in the video but got cut because I didn't have time to like edit all of it. And this one I think is kind of creepy because I think it could go either way. I'm not sure if this guy was guilty or not.
Okay, well, let's read it.
Okay, I'm just prefacing it.
We don't need a preface.
Prelude.
We need you to just read it.
All right. Dr. John Hamilton was mild-mannered and known for being quite the romantic. He showered his wife in gifts, and on their wedding day he bought her a Porsche, and in their 14 years of marriage he bought her almost every expensive gift she wanted and took her on incredible vacations around the world.
Can you take some notes right there?
I know.
I can't drive though. I'd rather have a Tesla so it can drive it itself.
Yeah.
Thanks.
On Valentine's Day in 2001, John came home between surgeries and found his wife lying on the bathroom floor in a pile of blood. She'd been strangled with 2 neckties and her head had been smashed with such force that part of her brains were exposed. John called 911. On the phone he said, "Please send police. Please send an ambulance, please." He cried, "I think my wife is dead." He told the operator he was trying CPR. "Please send somebody quick." His wife didn't make it, and John was charged with the crime. He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. But did he do it? Police immediately suspected John and arrested him within 2 hours. However, almost everyone who knew him said that he wouldn't have committed the murder. His wife was his best friend. And one of his wife's friends said, "I think John was so astounded that he had her, that he had such a wonderful, perfect wife." No one thought John was capable of the crime until police found evidence that his wife was thinking about asking him for a divorce. His wife had discovered dozens of phone calls between him and an exotic dancer.
Oh, he was shitty. Got you.
You never know. John had claimed that the young woman was one of his patients who was having a mental breakdown and threatening suicide. He was attempting to console her in the calls. His wife finally believed him, but their relationship was still cold. Police later interviewed the dancer, and she denied having an affair with John. John's occasional role as an abortion doctor had him made him a target for the public. One article read, "Abortion doctor strangled and beat his wife to death on Valentine's Day before returning to work." John and his wife had both been singled out by a violent anti-abortionist group known as the Army of God. The protesters had at one point attempted to set fire to John's clinic, and his wife had a couple of public confrontations with them in the parking lot. The group even had protested outside of John's own home. There were a few strange things that made this case even more interesting. Neighbors reported seeing strange footprints in their yards in the weeks leading up to his wife's death. Responding to the 911 call, police noticed that the back sliding door was open, although it was freezing cold outside. His wife was also killed in a bathroom full of mirrors, making it all but impossible for anyone to sneak up on her. She was naked, meaning whoever killed her probably knew her intimately. There was blood all over the bathroom, as well as a rag which had seemingly been used to wipe up some of the blood before the killer abandoned a hasty cleanup attempt and left. The most damning evidence against John was the blood. During his trial, the prosecution claimed that the splatter patterns were found on his shoes and shirt, which could have only come from being present in the room when his wife was bludgeoned to death. The defense countered that John had been kneeling in a pool of blood doing CPR on his wife's body, and the splatter marks in question could have been explained by blood spraying out of her mouth when he was performing chest compressions. John had an alibi for his whereabouts the day of the murder. He claimed that he had performed 2 surgeries that morning at different hospitals. At 9 a.m., at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., and only briefly stopped at home to speak with her and exchange gifts for Valentine's Day. The idea that he could have performed such a brutal murder and cleaned himself up within that window, minus driving time, was almost too hard to believe. However, police learned that John actually arrived 30 minutes late to his second surgery, leaving him with around a full hour of unaccounted time. In response, John pointed out that his reason for being late was that the hospital had phoned him to report that the surgery scheduled before his had begun 30 minutes late. So John figured he could take his time with his wife. None of John's colleagues at the second hospital after hold on. None of John's colleagues at the second hospital thought that the mild-mannered doctor had allegedly strangled and beat his wife of 14 years or noticed anything unusual about him. So they didn't think he had done it. Like, he just showed up for work, did the surgery, and was just his normal jovial self. John's defense team's own blood splatter analysis stated in cross-examination that he had found blood stains on the inside of John's sleeves, which the prosecution had missed. This could have also been explained by the chest compressions, which was enough to convince the jurors that John was guilty, and he was sentenced to life in prison. He still maintains to this day that he's innocent. Do you think John was guilty, or was he targeted because he was the spouse? Because he what?
Because he was a spouse, or because
because he was the spouse, or because of his profession as the occasional abortion doctor.
I mean, I don't know. Like, he could have done it, but he could have also not done it. Like, when you're saying he had an hour of unaccounted time, my first thought was he went and seen that exotic dancer that he said he didn't have a relationship with. Like, Valentine's Day, he could have came home, wham bammed his wife, went to the exotic dancer, wham bammed, went to work 30 minutes late.
Or what if she had a secret lover because she was leaving her husband, and he got mad because she got cold feet, and then wham bammed her? You never know with these things.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that she was naked in a room of mirrors, like, do you know how much I don't look in mirrors? You could very easily sneak up on me in a room full of mirrors because I'm trying very hard not to look in them. And I mean, like, it made it sound like a bathroom. She could have been about to get in the shower, looking at the floor, like getting around, getting stuff to get ready, not looking, and someone snuck up on her. Like, you know, just because there's mirrors doesn't mean you're looking at them and that you wouldn't be able to sneak up on somebody.
Yeah, bathrooms are people's most vulnerable areas to begin with. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, even if you didn't sneak up and she seen you, you could still murder somebody. Like, if she turned around or seen you in the mirror, you don't think you could still kill her? You could still kill her. I don't know. I don't think it's important that she was in a room of mirrors, and I also don't think it necessarily had to be someone that she knew, because the fact that, you know, they had an abortion clinic and already had protesters. Did no one look at that? That sounds like somebody you should have been looking at right there. But it also could have been the doctor, because if you're on your hands and knees doing CPR and you got blood splatters on your shoes, like, your shoes shouldn't be splattered. They should be covered from you kneeling in it. And yeah, you pushing could make stuff shoot out, but on your shoes? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little suspect.
Investigators found blood, hair, and tissue belonging to his wife in John's car. He explained this by realizing that his car was blocking the driveway where the ambulance needed to get in, so he ran outside to move it. But his hands were shaking so badly that he couldn't start the ignition. Police found jewelry hidden in his wife's underwear drawer. He claims that he put the jewelry there because he was afraid paramedics or the police might have stolen it. Who thinks of such a thing, and why would he take a break from CPR to do all that while his wife was dying in front of him? It's all suspect. It all shows like things that go different ways, and things when you're something like that's happening, you do crazy shit. I don't know. You'd be freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, like, if there was jewelry in the underwear drawer, wouldn't you just say, like, she kept some there?
Yeah, I think.
Why would you say, yeah, I took it off and I put it there?
Yeah, that seems weird.
Yeah, because it sounds like you didn't want that to go to the hospital and her to be buried in it. You wanted to keep it and sell it or do something.
That's fucked up. But he's a doctor. He should have money. That seems like
I guess
something someone
but
else would do.
I don't know.
Oh, you could sell that
Suspect.
Porsche she had. Like, why are you
Suspect.
worried about the jewelry?
Whose thought is that? If that was me, I wouldn't be worried about taking someone's jewelry off. I don't know. And also, like being a doctor, if you see someone's brains coming out, like, why are you doing CPR? They gone.
I mean, if you love someone, I think no matter what you
Maybe
try
I
to
love
do
you, but
something.
if someone had beaten you to death and there was brains out, I'm not doing CPR.
I'm saying like people react differently. Like some people, that's our bathroom demon. If you can hear that by chance, our toilet makes random noises.
Yeah, it's just suspect. Like, you know, it definitely could have been someone else, but it could have been him too. Could have been.
That's why I like that one. I mean, if you can, because it could have go either way. I don't know. And I always like you said, they were looking for the best target. You know, like I always kind of think that sometimes it seems easy to go after the spouse, and
like
you never
Stephen
know.
Avery the first time.
Yeah, you never know. So
Suspect.
yeah, out of all of that, what's your favorite date night idea? Dinner and a movie, or what do you like when you go out?
Like, we got to leave the house.
I mean, I guess you don't have to leave that. What's your date? Stay in and watch Narcos? Yeah.
Play pool, listen to My Chemical Romance albums.
Play Overcooked over
No,
stuff.
never that. No.
We're trying to slowly be Overcooked, but
He's
Rebecca's
trying.
not about it.
I literally hate that game. It gives me anxiety and I hate it. But I like playing pool and listening to My Chemical Romance.
After a long day of work, I just want to know what it's like to work in the chaos of a kitchen with Rebecca yelling at me for messing up.
I literally hate the game so much. And Ethan makes fun of me. Like, we both have anxiety. He has had panic attacks and stuff. And I was like, I hate this game. It makes me anxious. Like, I'm not good at it. And he doesn't understand, like, why I hate it. And it's nothing but anxiety.
For some reason, it doesn't stress me out.
I hate it. It's literally the worst thing I think I've ever bought Ethan.
And I love playing it.
And I hate it.
It's
2 games.
I know, we're still on the first one.
I fucking hate it. It's the worst.
So if you guys beat Overcooked, let us know.
No one plays that game because it's terrible.
It's fun.
It's literally like Farmville on Facebook, except stressful.
Yeah.
But you didn't answer the question.
I really like going to movies. So
yeah, I like movies too, but I have this problem where I have to get up really early for work, and when we go to a movie, like I'm not home till past my bedtime. I don't like that. But I like going to movies and watching them and stuff. I just don't like getting home late and then having to wake up at 6:00. I'm old.
Yeah. I think movies on Thursday is pretty cool, especially if like Rebecca shows up at my work, get like a couple of drinks or food, and then go see a movie. Then best case scenario, if it's something to review, like the next question on here is like, are there any horror movies or scary Netflix shows coming out that you're excited for? Like, I'm really excited for A Quiet Place too. Like I really want to do it. If I have time, I would like to do a video for it on here and combine it with like a review of the second one because it's one of my favorite.
I don't even know of any scary movies besides that's coming out. What else
There's
is coming
the
out?
Saw with Chris.
I'm so behind on Saw.
Chris Rock. You only missed one. I've only missed one. I don't know.
Let's say we again.
I know. I'm sorry.
I've seen
that was before you.
3.
Okay, I've seen.
And there's like 7.
I've seen all of them, but Jigsaw.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind watching them. I'm fine watching them, but I am very behind on all of those. So I don't care if there's another one because I have so many left to see. But what else is coming out?
Those are the 2 main ones I know.
Yeah, like I literally can't think. There's one that looks terrible.
There's a Halloween movie coming out.
Is there?
Yeah, there's.
Is it Rob Zombie?
Halloween. No, it's.
They're supposed to be doing another Devil's Rejects.
That was the ice machine because I got ice out.
It's fucking traumatic.
Rebecca's scared of everything in our own house, and so is the dog. So we're always like on edge here. We're like, what was that? What's trying to kill us now?
Anyway, they're supposed to be doing another House of a Thousand Corpses Devil's Reject movie, which I don't know how because of the ending of Devil's Rejects, but they're supposed to be doing another one of those, but I haven't heard anything about it. They mentioned it like a year ago. I guess I need to research that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few like scary movies I'm gonna try to do some videos on. So
yeah, we're also supposed to be doing another. We watched a whole movie to do another review of after Bad Seed, and we never filmed that.
Yeah, our Bad Seed video got like 250 views. So
that's because no one's ever heard of it.
I got disappointed. If you go watch Bad Seed if you haven't, it's good. And actually, the camp. What was that movie?
Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway Camp.
That's the movie I made Ethan watch. Literally. I have a shirt for it. I'm not wearing it.
I can't believe I'd never heard of that movie before. I really liked it.
It's very campy, because it's a camp, but it's also a good movie.
It is a very good movie. I liked Bad Seed, but I liked Bad Seed. I could kind of see where I hadn't heard about because it's even older.
Yeah, it's also really long.
Yeah,
Sleepaway Camp is like an hour and a half. It's a normal movie.
I mean, Sleepaway Camp with my friends when I was younger, like when we used to watch like movies like that all the time. I can't believe I never heard about it. I can't believe I never heard a YouTube video about it. I've seen it on Reddit. So.
Yeah, so we need to record a video for that.
Yeah, it's definitely.
If you still remember what had happened, I'll wear my shirt.
I almost rewatch it.
It was on Amazon. It was on Prime for free. I think it was on something for free.
The reason why I wasn't so excited to film something for it because I didn't know really how to talk about it without like
spoiling it. Exactly.
Yeah, without the ending. The ending of it really is like what made the movie for me, and I don't want to be like.
By the way, things.
So watch it to the end. That's literally it's really cool.
Yeah.
So also one reason why we haven't been like putting out as much videos is like a lot of times like when me and Rebecca like we watch stuff, I also will edit like small.
He doesn't pay attention to anything. And for like one person that's watching, if you've seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid, please tell Ethan that it's really funny and that he should watch it because he refuses. And I think he'd think it was funny.
Yeah.
And I want you to watch it with me.
But recently, we've been watching Narcos, which is all like subtitles.
Yeah, and you gotta watch it because it's all in Spanish, and you gotta read it, and it's great.
Yeah, so I can't edit while I do that. So that also slowed things down.
Yeah, what did we watch where you were editing? Sabrina.
Yeah, Sabrina was rough.
Yeah,
that's all. Like literally, the reason Sabrina was the reason why like we got 3 videos this month. So.
Because Ethan was just editing through the whole thing.
And literally, I try to be as open-minded about Sabrina as I can because I really like.
It's like True Blood.
It is really rough. Like this last season, the first half of it was actually decent, but the second half is like, what the fuck, you guys?
Yeah, and they just try to mash it in with Harry Potter. Yeah. They're all bitches, right? Just put some Harry Potter in there. It's fine.
Sprinkle that in there. So.
Anyway.
You want to read this next one?
Do I have to read it?
I just read this long one. I mean, hold on. Let me.
Make it bigger.
Hold on. First, she said, also you can fake random break-ins, kill robberies very easily. I mean, the whole back door being open is suspect.
Yeah, but like if someone broke in, they could have left the door open when they left.
Yeah. That's
what I thought the point of that was, but I guess it tried to make it sound like it was the dude. I don't know. He could have done it. Someone else could have done it. Anyone could have done it.
Are you going to read?
Okay. On Valentine's Day in 1992, Billy and Cindy Trimbach were married in Stoneham, Colorado. On the date of their first anniversary, Billy was shot to death and found by the side of a frontage road outside of Wiggins, approximately 50 miles or 80 kilometers away from Stoneham. In an odd twist, the sheriff who investigated the case just happened to drive past the same road shortly before Billy was found. He remembered seeing multiple vehicles at that exact spot and may have unknowingly driven past the killer while they were disposing of Billy's body. The investigation eventually turned towards Cindy, who collected a $500,000 life insurance policy on her husband's death. Physical evidence was also found inside Cindy's car to suggest that Billy's body may have been in there at some point. The cloud of suspicion compelled Cindy to move to
Butte, Montana.
I feel like it's not how you say that.
Butte, Montana. Butte.
With James, her 10-year-old son from a previous marriage, and there would soon be a shocking postscript to this story. In April 1994, a
Butte newspaper It might be.
Please
It
stop.
might be French. Isn't Montana close to Canada? Or I might be making that up. I have no idea.
Montana is very close.
So it's
You didn't make that up.
So it's boite. It could be boite.
Okay.
Or butt.
Newspaper ran an article about Billy's murder, which mentioned that Cindy was a suspect. James was teased about this on the school playground by an 11-year-old classmate named Jeremy Bullock. James responded by pulling out a gun and shooting Jeremy to death.
It's just like, what the fuck? That guy heated fast.
Who just has a gun and is 11 years old?
When
the
your
90s were wild.
When your mom kills someone, you just keep a gun just in case. You never know.
You gotta stay strapped because you never know when mama's coming for you.
Yeah.
God, okay. Shooting Jeremy to death. James was sent to a juvenile home for the crime, and Cindy died of natural causes in 1996. Over the years, rumors have spread that Cindy hired someone to carry out Billy's murder, and at least one drug dealer has reportedly bragged about being involved. However, the full truth about Billy Trimbach's death has never been uncovered. This is my question to you, because you ask about it. Would you kill me for life insurance money?
Rebecca doesn't have life insurance.
Not anymore, but I used to. Would you have killed me for it?
No, Rebecca, you're definitely... I literally was looking at a life insurance thing today, and it's literally... It's in life, and it's never worth like losing someone over. Like I saw a
That's just what you gotta say, guys. If I go missing, it was Ethan. He did it for my life insurance.
Life policy.
He did it for my bank account money.
No. Also, I saw a thing on Reddit where someone was like, "Today I fucked up," where it's like a bank teller, where someone was like depositing $100,000 check and was like, "Wow, I wish I had that kind of money." And the lady was like, "I wish I had my husband back," because it was his life insurance policy. I was like, "That's fucked up. That's why you don't talk to people about money." So.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think there is something to this story. The fact that
I've heard about this before.
Yeah.
Have you told me this? I've heard about it somewhere.
No, I
don't know if it was like on a TV show. I've heard about it, and I heard about the dude shooting the kid shooting the other dude, and I've heard about this, and I don't know where I would have heard about it.
It might have been on Unsolved Mysteries or something. I don't know because it was in the 90s. I actually didn't have that much time to research it. That's why this was like pretty much a summary.
Maybe it was on Reddit.
The first three were ones that were all meant to be included, so I had more time with them. No, this was actually from like 2 articles. I tried to find a Reddit post about it, but didn't really see anyone. Someone said need teenage size body armor, some bulletproof backpacks. That's what life is coming to.
Depressing.
Yeah. Heck, I'm scared to go to the My Chemical Romance concert just because there's gonna be so many people there, not because of some crazy fan, but just because of like retarded people that want to do stuff.
You cannot.
So, I know I can't say that. I know can't say the hard R, but I just don't trust people. I don't trust being in I don't see how people go to like huge sporting events. It just seems like so many things could go wrong. So it's scary.
Well, we got to find out.
I know. So I try to not worry about it, but it's always in the back of my mind. Yeah. Would you guys ever hire an assassin? How do you know if they're legit? You can't check their reviews. Like, how do you know they're not just gonna go squeal on you to the police like that one band? I think it was As I Lay Dying where the guy. I don't think
that did happen, didn't it?
Yeah, where the guy
remember that
guy hired his to kill someone's life. I don't think it was As I Lay. Maybe. Hold on, let's see.
You need to put some more words in there.
It's literally right there. It's on the top thing. My computer's just being slow because we're streaming, hopefully.
No, I meant like hiring an assassin.
I figured it was going to be under controversies if this was the band. I don't see it. So, nope, that's not the wrong.
Type band hiring.
Okay.
I
guess I could Google. I mean, I'm going the long way.
You don't listen. Anyway, can you just type that in?
Yeah, it is Tim Lambessis, whatever.
Is it for As I Lay Dying?
Yeah.
What did he do? Read that part. From Wikipedia.com. Oh, it's right there. On May 7th, 2013.
He was arrested in California after an undercover detective.
After hiring
an undercover detective to kill his estranged wife. How do you how many stings are there that pretend to be assassins to begin with? I know they have like prostitute stings.
Had that set up. They're like, guys, someone might try to hire, an assassin, so let's put a cop there.
I mean, I'm glad they caught it, but that just seems like such a random thing. I don't hear of anyone else being like, "Oh, dude, we caught this other guy trying to hire an assassin."
You hear about like drug stings and stuff,
and like prostitute.
But like, I've never heard about an assassin one besides that dude.
He must have just been asking.
Bad luck, Greg.
He was just asking everyone, "Dude, you know where I can get an assassin?" And someone like told the police, like, "Hey, this dude just keeps asking people. Maybe there's something more than him just joking around." And they posed as an assassin, and they're like, "Got you now." So it just seems sloppy. I don't know. That should be like some dark web stories. Yeah, don't hire the other guy to do the kill job for you. They might sell you out. That's what I say. Like, how do you trust
just gotta
someone?
do it yourself. The best way to get things done.
Yeah. And then in like the John Wick universe, everyone's an assassin. So why do you need an assassin? Everyone's an assassin.
Words.
Yeah. So, Rebecca, the next thing is like, would you kill me?
No.
She says no, but she says
I'm not on your life insurance policy.
She also threatened.
We can talk about this after you put me on it.
You've been on it.
Am I?
Yeah, I literally told you.
I'm about to be rich, guys.
I literally changed it this summer when we changed stuff.
I don't know if you told me that.
I did tell you that because you always complain about it.
Great.
So if I disappear, guys, now you just heard Rebecca found out because Rebecca just casually forgets things. Instead of casually explained, Rebecca's YouTube channel can be casually forgotten.
Stop it.
She just forgets stuff sometimes.
Yeah, every day's a new surprise for things that I already know.
And then she'll sometimes argue with me about things that it's like we specifically had this conversation before.
Never. You also lie though.
Never.
You're like, I told you something. Meanwhile, you definitely didn't.
No lie, Ethan. They said usually they're undercover cop or FBI. Yeah, insurance fraud.
Well, you have to tell me if you're a cop, right? Yeah. You have to tell me if you're a cop.
Yeah.
You have to tell me. I can't sell you drugs if you're an undercover cop. You got to tell me if you're undercover cop.
You have to tell me if you're an assassin or you're undercover. I need to know.
Badger's my favorite character.
Yeah.
Fight me.
So do you have any creepy unsolved mysteries that freak you out? Could be things we covered. See, this is also test. Does Rebecca remember any videos we've ever talked about? Talking about things Rebecca just forgets.
Hinterkai effect.
That was one. Hinterkai effect's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everything's scary. I literally just talked about how I don't open the door for people. Everything is creepy.
Just educate yourself and do it yourself.
Yeah, that's probably a YouTube video for that.
The thing about doing it yourself, though, is the spouse always did it.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, you're going to be number one suspect.
Just like
so that. You got to have a good alibi.
Yeah, the other dude, the doctor, he potentially killed his wife between surgeries, and he still got caught. Like that's some productivity right there.
I've heard about people like murdering and then going back and acting perfectly fine wherever they went to after. So I mean, it's perfectly reasonable that he can murder someone and then be fine when he goes back to work. There's plenty of people who have done that.
That's just hard to imagine. When I hear of people like that, it makes me think of people who you would already think were capable of that to begin with. Like someone who's
already crazy.
Yeah, someone you already think is a little off. Oh yeah, John was just like that, but he's always kind of like he just could have come. I'm just saying, John's always kind of like he came back from a murder. I'm not saying he did it, but if someone committed a murder, it was John. So
yeah.
Just watching Jeopardy, me and Rebecca are like. Sometimes the contestants are that person looks like he could have killed someone. Like he's either really smart or he's got some skeletons in the closet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm like really mean watching Jeopardy, but there's a dude right now who looks like Jonah Hill. It's not right now. This is just like 5 years old.
We're watching Jeopardy on Netflix. So this
just
is
like
ago.
Jonah Hill. So it's very funny. He's murdering everyone on the show. Jonah Hill.
He's like so laid back and he's just like killing. And he's just everyone.
Casually like. Alex is like, I heard you practice ringing the buzzer at home. What do you use? And he's like, toilet paper clickers.
Yeah,
and then just like clicks. Talking about using a toilet paper holder. I'm like, what? Who just admits they play with doo-doo stick holders? Like, what are you doing? And he literally like buzzes in before literally everyone because he plays with his toilet paper holder. He's a weird dude. I don't know what his name is because I just call him Jonah Hill. Killing everybody.
He's really just chill. He literally acts like he just smoked weed before going out to play some Jeopardy.
Yeah. One of the last episodes we watched, he got a daily double. And Alex is like, "What are you gonna bid?" And he just
zones out.
Stares at the camera and doesn't say anything. And Alex is like, "Hello?" And then he still stares. And he's like, 2,000. And then when it comes time to answer, he's like still just staring. As you can hear the time counting down, and he answers right before it goes on. Jonah Hill is crazy.
Yeah.
What's it?
We're on a tournament of champions.
Tournament of champions.
Yeah, it's been fun. That's also I've been
Ethan
editing
hates
all of
it.
I don't care.
I like Jeopardy.
I've never been that big
Ethan
into
hates Jeopardy.
Yeah.
We need toilet paper holders.
Before
so I can practice buzzing in.
Before Overcooked, we played Jeopardy together on the game. And Rebecca would get mad because I would beat her.
He literally buzzes in on every single question and never knows the answer.
Do it, yeah.
He also plays with toilet paper rules, so he can beep in before me, and it makes me mad. So if he gets murdered, it's for insurance money and because he keeps pushing the button to buzz in on Jeopardy.
Rebecca even has a theory that first player has an advantage.
I know, we gotta try to switch controllers.
To buzz in.
You just reminded me. We need to switch controllers.
All right.
Anyway,
last story. We're coming up on an hour. It's been an hour, you guys. Really like streaming with you guys, but thank you for hanging out. One more story that I have. Gotta pronounce these names right.
Ignacia Manriquez.
I thought it was Ignacia. That's not how you say it? Ignacia? I swear I've heard of Ignacia before. Ignacia. Her last name, she said. Manriquez was in a relationship with Juan Manuel Navarro, and they had 3 children together. But Juan suddenly ended the relationship in 1993. A lot of this happened in the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to say, 90s were a rough time, man.
Everything was normal at first. Ignacia even remained friendly with her ex for the sake of her children, but when Juan had a change of heart and Ignacia refused to take him back, he decided to end her.
That's not the word you put.
I'm a Terminator. Yeah. This one I wrote really, really fast, just slapping
Terminator.
It together. Yeah, the San Bernardino County Deputy District Attorney who took the case, Margaret Bevins, said that Juan followed Ignacia to her family's home. One of the kids allowed him to come in because it's their dad, and all of a sudden they all started to argue. So the mom put a restraining order out. And he said, "No piece of paper is going to keep me from you," because that's what you do when you're
crazy.
Yeah. He then followed them to a local shopping center, and the two ended up arguing in a parking lot. Witness Bradford Montgomery testified that he saw the couple arguing near a vehicle. He says he saw her crying, and then Juan slayed Ignacia in front of her son. When police interviewed the little boy about what happened, he said ketchup is everywhere. According to his aunt, the young boy, now 22, has suffered and will continue to carry the burden of what he witnessed. His mental state is not of a 22-year-old. Juan left the country and hid for 19 years, but in 2012 he was found and prosecuted and sentenced to 30 years to life for his crimes. Which is good. I didn't mean to almost... I saw this one when I was doing the original...
Is this Valentine's Day? I think you just picked that.
Maybe.
Because it doesn't say Valentine's Day.
I think maybe he did it on Valentine's. I don't know.
We're just guessing now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I either tried to do it for the actual video, or maybe I tried to work on this before because I didn't do it because of the kid talking about ketchup because that fucked with me. So the whole idea of seeing someone die in front of you at a young age, that's some dark shit. So Rebecca, what would cause you to flee the country?
Free healthcare.
Hey, Virginia's supposed to be capping off insulin, supposedly. We're supposed to get casinos and lower insulin rates.
More than I pay now. Maybe. It's whatever. I'd leave because of literally any reason.
Yeah.
As long as they let dogs in, I'm good.
Rebecca knew someone in high school that fucking robbed a bank and now is living in Mexico or South America now. He stole $600,000.
Replace it with like literally Monopoly money.
The police don't even care. They're like, it's under $1 million. We can't really help you. It's not worth the time trying to find him in Mexico.
Yeah, yes. Wild. And meanwhile, everyone still loves him. Like if you go to his, like he deleted his Facebook, but you'll just casually see people and be like, I love him. He wouldn't have done this, and if he did it, he deserves it. Okay. That's like literally what people say.
Would you ever live a life of crime? Could you do that, Rebecca? Become fucking banditos like in Narcos?
Nosotros somos banditos. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Silver or lead.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, I'm gonna die early anyway. Might as well have fun. You talking Pablo Escobar money? Hell yeah, I'd fucking do that. Bet.
I mean, I just don't.
I don't want to be like Tata and stay at home.
I don't get why Pablo kept it going, man. Like they had so much money, they would just bury money. Like they didn't even do anything. Like they're just like, oh, we gotta put it somewhere. Like, why are you even doing this? Like, never would I ever. It'd just be like, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna head out.
Like that one dude in our town, like 600.
He literally headed out.
Yeah, 600,000. Pablo over here is like the 5th like richest person in the world, and he's still like,
I need more money.
Yeah,
pay me more money.
Yeah, I'm gonna rule Colombia and be like a narco terrorist. So I don't get some people's motivations.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah. Also, don't get giving up my life for 600,000. You'd have to.
You can't live on that forever.
You have to be a happy medium between that and Pablo level. Just like take the median of that.
The median, somewhere between 600,000 and $6 billion, just somewhere in the middle.
It'd be longer, higher than that.
I'm just being, modest here.
Yeah, man, I don't care. 600 million, definitely 6 million, most likely 600,000. I don't know, man. Unless I have like a good like exchange rate country I was going to.
I mean, Mexico's decent.
Mexico's also kind of scary. I don't know. All right. What are you guys, anyone watching right now? We've been watching Narcos. What should we watch next? What are we supposed to watch next?
I want to watch Umbrella Academy. Because my homie Gerard Way.
You're going to get a lot of editing done in that one.
That's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be like X-Men. I don't know why you're being such a shit ass. It's only one season.
Yeah. There's
something else I wanted to watch. Mindhunter. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's a serial killer show. We can watch Umbrella Academy first.
Probs. We also have to catch up on a couple of seasons of some stuff. We finished BoJack Horseman. If you want a depressing real life experience there, it makes you appreciate being alive. There's some BoJack for you.
Back in the 90s, everyone got murdered.
Yeah, that last part of it, the drip or whatever it's called, the unknown, the abyss, the second to last episode, one of the best episodes on TV. So,
anyway,
any closing thoughts, Rebecca? You have fun streaming? Yeah.
I mean, it's been fun. I look shitty. Somehow my makeup isn't transferring to looking like I'm wearing makeup on the thing, but
you're gorgeous.
It's
I love
fine.
You.
Love you. You didn't change your whole fonts in the way.
I know. I'm just clicking stuff. I have the dog on my hand that's on the mouse.
You don't need that.
Yeah, she's just like, okay, we're just clicking stuff now. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a fun Valentine's Day. I want to stream more. I'm not quite sure when the next one is, so no promises.
Yeah, we got stuff to do next. No, not next week. Week after. We can stream next week if you wanted.
Yeah. But good night, Chris. Good night, you. Good night, everyone who watched it. Thanks for stopping in, Michael, everyone. I really, really appreciate you guys. Like, I love making videos. It's literally like my little escape from everything. So it just takes a little bit longer, like doing everything myself, and then I stress over stuff. Because literally, like the Mr. Rogers thing, like I had it like 80% done in December, and then just struggled with it. And just the videos I have planned coming up are also ones from like this fall. So I'm gonna take. I have 3 videos that are gonna come out and a live stream in 3 weeks. So basically, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off, and then have the 3 videos come out. We might stream in between, but definitely we'll have stuff lined up. So March is gonna be a pretty decent month, but try to coast it. I'm trying to not like stress about it and relax and have fun. So because it's been writing, I'm always like will write little stuff, but whenever I got some time, it's just like recording and editing can take some time. Like I always record stuff on the weekend, and then editing can sometimes I can get nitpicky about it and take forever. That's why I used to really like Blake editing some stuff because he doesn't obsess over like stupid details.
Like
So
Ethan does.
I do. I really get really anal about stuff. I hate it. So, but I'll let you know when our next stream is on Twitter, Discord.
Might be next weekend.
Yeah, or YouTube, whenever.
Next Friday.
Yeah. So as long as we have a theme, you guys have ideas, definitely let us know.
We could do a whole stream on Degrassi.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Let's talk about Degrassi.
Yeah. I also post on our Facebook page just random stuff. A lot of our like random scripts will go up. Sometimes on Instagram, our extra stuff will come up. I have like stuff from Amino that hasn't really gone up yet. So Amino, Instagram, Discord, everywhere, spread it all out. It's fun. It's fine. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you, Rebecca, for Valentine's Day. You're the best. I love you.
Love you.
Yeah. So until our next live stream or video, most likely the next thing's going to be a live stream.
We'll see.
Yeah. Stay strange. Stay strange.